And when you're done polishing it with the grinder, the whole thing should be nice and shiny. You'll also notice that most of this, in the process, you have erased most of the scratches and most of any parts of the markers that you might have left, any marks that you might have left behind in the markers. You only need to grind like right up to where the handle will be, because this part will be inside of the handle, so you don't need to polish that. So now that we're done with the blade, it's time to work on the handle. All right, now we're ready to use the circular saw. This is the loudest part of the process, so I recommend you like open a door or a window, anything for ear protection, anything to make sure that this thing doesn't hurt your ears. So we're gonna cut the handle now. Of the thick wooden dowel we have. Okay, we have now cut a groove in here that's about as deep as the end of the sword. So now I just gotta cut this part off right there, and we'll have a proper handle. So let's do that now. We're done with it. So let's cut it. So it's starting to look more like a sword now. So we're gonna need the hilt. We'll be adding that soon. But first things first, you need to actually bond these two things together. So that's when the Gorilla Glue comes in. And the first thing you want to do when you're making the handle together, you have to wet the wood first. That way, the bond is stronger. It'll dry up eventually, as well as drying with the glue. So this is the Gorilla Glue. This is really powerful super glue. Just gotta open it up first. There. And you know, just put some on the inside of it. Drip by itself into there. And I'll just drip in there, and then you can just put the sword back on. Blade back on. Pound that in there again. You leave that out. You leave that out and you clamp it, and some kind of and this foam should be appearing. Just take a paper towel and wipe a bit of it off every now and then. Just be sure to check on it as it's drying. Check the other side. Should wipe that out. Alright, once it's dry, you've got your sword. You've basically got your sword, so. Of course, you're going to be able to customize it further by adding paint and adding a hilt, whatever it is, as you may wish. And tomorrow, when I'm finished with this, I'll add the last part of this, and I'll show you what the end result is of when I took care of it. All right. Okay, so this is the end result for me when I made it. Nice shiny polish thanks to the buffer, and As you can see, this is a replica, somewhat of a replica of the Master Sword from Zelda. I decided to make it like this from the start. So, a few things in case you want to make your own like this one. This particular part is just a piece of wood I carved out and attached a slot. I cut a slot into it to the other side and just slid it over the top so that it was there and glued it and Gorilla glued it in place so that that's going to stay there. The handle is wrapped in blue painter's tape, and the end of it right here is just a wooden candle cup holder. So this is the end result for me. You don't have to make it this way if you don't want to. You can make your own style, but good luck to you on making your own swords, and I ask that those who are following these instructions, please be careful when you're making these things. Some of the practices I used in making these things I feel aren't actually safe, and I wish they could be safer. Just make sure that you follow your own intuition as to what's safe and what's not, and good luck to you. So there you go.